Hello everyone, today we'll learn about the control panel bar in Pixellab. If you don't know what I'm referring to, then you should check out the introduction video to this course. In the last video we talked about all the tabs in this menu. So today we'll consider the control panel, which is connected to the bottom menu bar and has different tools and functions as we'll see in this video. The control panel changes based on the tab selected in the bottom menu bar. Let's start with the options in the File menu. This tab provides file options in Pixellab. The first button here will open a menu for your saved projects. So in Pixellab you can save your design files as projects so you can come back and edit them. This tab holds all the projects you save on Pixellab. Here on the left we have some options. This one will provide with some filters to display your projects. This other one is to close the tab. Lastly, you can open PLP files from this option. PLP files are exported PLP files that are editable. You can check out my video on how to export and import PLP files on Pixellab. Here, we have templates from Pixellab. They're basic templates you can use. Personally I don't use them, but you can try them out. Normally I just choose the blank white template and start my work from scratch. The next is the text tool. There are two options in the control panel for this tab. That's normal text button and then quotes from Pixellab. We already talked about quotes in our top menu bar tutorial, so I'll just explain only the text button here. So, these options will change once a text is selected. Let's just create a text and see. Now, because we have a text selected, the options have changed. Let's talk briefly about all the features here. The first is the Style button. In Pixellab you can create and save text styles and then use them in other projects later on. There are some default text styles from Pixellab. Again, I don't use these because they're too basic. I have my styles here. I create and save my own styles that I use. You can reuse the styles in any design project with any text and content. From here you could save your own text styles. Next, you can edit the content of your text. You can delete the text, duplicate it. These are some of the things we already covered when we talked about layers. You can use the nudge tool to move your text. You can add padding to your text, both on the left and on the right. Then color of the text too. Then texture too. I'll just change my font to a more bolder one to show you how texture works. So for texture, you can add an image as the background for the text. You can also reduce the opacity of the text. You can rotate it, you can mask the text, that is to cut out some part of the text using this Bezier tool. You can change the font like I already did. You can add some styles to text, that is to make it bold, in italics or underlined. You can curve your text. You can add a background to it and just specify the space between the text and the edge of the box. You can also define the radius of the box. You can align your text. I'll just break this text so I can illustrate it. You can align it left, center or right. You can increase or reduce the letter spacing of the text. You can reduce the spacing between the lines. You can add a stroke to your text. Here you could set the color and the size of the stroke. You can add a shadow to your text. You can play around with the options till you get what you want. We also have inner shadows, it's the reverse of the other one. This one is inside the text. Then we have the emboss option. I'll explain this extensively in a future video. The next is the perspective option. Here you could change the perspective of the text. Then we have the 3D rotate option. You can rotate the text in a 3D format. Then we have the 3D text feature. This feature has options to create and style 3D texts. Next is the 3D shadow. This one adds a 3D rectangle below the text. And then finally for text, we have the reflection feature. This just reflects the text. It's a really cool feature in Pixellab. And that's all for the text tool in Pixellab. In my subsequent videos you'll see more about the text tool. So the next tab is the toolbar. This menu has 6 options. Let's start from the top left. Here is a tab for stickers. I'll just change my background color so you could see the first sticker. Okay, so this is the first sticker. It's not listed in the stickers menu, so just click anywhere else on the screen if you want to select it. There are other stickers here, you could look through them. Next, you can import pictures on Pixellab. I already talked a bit about importing pictures in my top menu bar tutorial. The next is the draw tool. You can look through the features, they're really basic. The next is the shapes tool. Pixellab provides some shapes for designing and then some basic options here to define the way it looks. Next is the Bezier tool. This one is a bit complex, so I'll do a full tutorial to explain it. But it works just like the pen tool in Photoshop. And lastly for the toolbar is the arrow tool. I don't really use this, but it's just like the shape tool, but instead it creates arrow. You can define the look with the options here. Next, let's look at the background control window. Before I go further, just as the name implies, this tool controls the background or the design sheet. You can change the color of your background here. You can make your background transparent. You can change the image size of your design sheet, or you can use preset sizes from Pixellab. I'll come back to the crop option. The next is the image option. This tab contains images provided by Pixellab. You can select images here and set as your background image. Alternatively, you can import your own images and set as the background. You can also take a picture with your camera and use as the background here in Pixellab. Let me show you the crop tool. So now it's active. It wasn't active before because we didn't have an image as our background. Once you select an image, the option will be activated. Next is the background style window. This menu also has some control functions. It's really similar to the background control window. The first one here is the rotate option. It works normally like the other rotate option, but this time it controls the background. The next is vignette. This option adds a vignette around the background. You can set the color and opacity too. The next is noise. You can add noise to your work. You can also add stripes to your design. I rarely use this. Next, you can increase or reduce the brightness of the background. Same with contrast, hue and saturation. Alright guys, that's all for the control panel. I couldn't deeply explain many tools and options in this video because I don't want it to be too long. But I promise to explain some of the important features in subsequent videos. Alright, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you found it helpful. Please, if you did, kindly like, share, comment and subscribe to this channel for more value. Click a video on screen to get more knowledge on Pixellab and smartphone graphic design. Click on my social links in the description to follow me on social media and to join my Telegram and WhatsApp group chat to get more information.